to the Money Lion 300 at Talladega Super Speedway as we get set here today. A little bit earlier of a live stream. The reason why this race is starting as early as it is because we might very well have another live stream later today with NASCAR Thunder 04. Don't necessarily get your hopes up, but capture card that will be coming on later this evening. So to have time for that, as I promised, we were going to have NASCAR Heat 5 at Talladega today for the Xfinity Series. That's what's about to happen right here. We're going to have quick qualifying, then we're going to jump right into the race. And as we come into today's race, Austin Cindric has a 3-point lead over Kyle Busch for the regular season title standings, but anything could happen here today in this race. So without further ado, we're going to hop into qualifying. We're going to see what kind of a lap time Kyle Busch could put down. We have seen on the super speedways in qualifying this year, he does not have single car speed, so qualifying might not go too well. We'll probably have to start towards the back of the field. But regardless of the fact, we are going to see right here how this is going to come about. .300 miles, 113 laps in today's race. Should be a very good chance we're going to have a double header of action today on the channel. Kyle Busch is going to run one lap here in qualifying to try and set the quick time. Hear that double yellow line idea to stay as close to it as possible during your qualifying lap. We are using the controller for today's race. Almost a little too loose in the center of 3 and 4 there. That's going to cost Kyle a little bit of time off at turn 4. He comes down towards that start-finish line, towards the end of the front stretch here at the Talladega Super Speedway. 51.140 was the lap time for Busch. Good enough for 31st in qualifying, so actually a little better than what I originally would have expected it to be for Kyle, but nevertheless, he's still starting towards the back of the field. Anthony Alfredo actually ended up qualifying last. He does have a win this season, so he's already locked into the playoffs. Brandon Brown will be on the pole for Talladega's race today with a 50.331. Brandon Jones qualified outside pole in second. Both of those two drivers have not won a race this season. Another good qualifying effort by Justin Allgaier. He qualifies third for this race. JC Does Stuff, welcome to the stream. Looks like we have one driver at least starting at the rear of the field in today's race, so Kyle Busch will actually start 30th instead of his qualified 31st position. Brandon Brown again on the pole for today's race. Anthony Alfredo struggled in qualifying there, as you saw. Harrison Burton will be the lone driver to start at the back of the pack. He qualified 28th, so he's not going to lose too many spots on the start here, but still will have to come from very last place starting position in this one. It's been up and down when it comes to super speedway success on the season for Kyle Busch. He finished 4th in the first race at Talladega this season. Where will he finish in the second? Green flag is in the air. We're underway at Talladega here late this morning. Gonna see a lot of 3 wide action, side-by-side action throughout today's race. Drafting gonna be a main focus in this race today. So you see right off the start, no drafting help for Mike Harmon as he gets hung on a line. He's going to lose at least 6 to 8 spots on the opening lap. And now the outside lane starting to take off down the back straightaway. They're already 3 wide right in front of Busch. So he goes all the way to the outside following Daniel Hemrick in the 8 car. Oh man, slides right into the middle. They're 4 wide. Oh, slight contact between Busch and Hemrick, 4 wide through turns 3 and 4. The cars are just scattered around everywhere right now. Kyle finding his way down to the bottom lane now, near the double yellow line to make some passes. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. Well, Anthony Alfredo gaining 10 spots on the opening lap of the race. Started, actually 9 spots because he started 31st, but he got up to, 35th, but he got up to about 26th, 27th there. Busch finds his way all the way to the outside here, just trying to go wherever the runs are going. Trying not to get out of the gas as much as possible. He's right on the back bumper of Ryan Sieg going into turn 1, giving him a nice shot. Oh, a little bobble. Busch finds himself now in the middle. And he's getting pushed by Alfredo. 89 car to the outside of Busch. Got a little loose. That was Landon Castle in the 89. Up the middle, 4 wide going into turn 3. Busch had a run. He got a little loose into turn number 3. No contact necessary. Big side draft there on the 15 of Howard. They still go 3 wide back behind Busch out of his rear view off of turn 4. Oh no, he tried to clear himself, and there goes the 15 of Howard around. Spinning into the inside wall. Caution is out. He might have actually missed it. Busch tried to transfer down to the inside line, but he was not clear, and that will bring out the first caution of the day just on lap 4 in this race at Talladega. A misjudgment there by Busch, trying to pull down in front. Not necessarily a block on the 15, but he wanted to pull in front so the 15 can give him a push, and it was just mistimed horribly there going to the start-finish line. Again, lap 4, the timing of the first caution of the race, same as Bristol in the race last night for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Justin Allgaier leads the race as we speak. Busch got up to about 22nd right before that caution came out. Started in 30th. Green flag will wave, and we are back to action again at Talladega. Joe Nemechek did get the win in the first Talladega race that we had this season, earning himself a spot in the Xfinity Series playoffs. We have 9 different winners on the year through the first 19 races. This is race number 20, just 6 races until the playoffs after the conclusion of the race today. When we get that 10th different winner, that would leave, if we did get a 10th different winner, we would only have 2 spots open for points for the rest of the season. Somebody just made an evasive maneuver a couple rows ahead of Busch. Kyle moves to the outside now. Definitely tell it's getting very racy in the very beginning of the race today. Although these Xfinity races are shorter, still a 300-mile race. Oh man, they're 4 wide through the tri-oval again. Very tight. Got to hold your line about as best as you can there. And now they're 3 wide as Tommy Joe Martin's just able to, or sorry, not Tommy Joe Martin's, that's not the 93. CJ McLaughlin was just able to clear Kyle Busch there. Very tight. Busch going to find his way back down to the bottom. The 8 of Daniel Hemrick will give him a shot. It looked like Howard missed the inside wall. He made a great save after spinning after Busch and him made contact there, and now Busch to the bottom 4 wide. Seen 4 wide about 3 or 4 times already in the race. Very tight, the center of the corner to be doing that. Busch going to get out of there. And he's reached the top 20 now for the first time today. And they're still going about 3 to 4 wide, back further through the pack. Tomas Perez, welcome to the stream. Busch making up a lot of ground on the bottom of the track. 4 wide down the back into 3 again. Busch has been making a lot of 4 wide moves early, but on the bottom of the track it seems to actually be working out for him. Now to the back bumper of the 4 car of Jesse Little. Came close to winning this race earlier this season at Talladega. Of course, that was our second of 2 shortened races we had on the season. That race was just over 55 laps long. This one twice as many laps involved. Not as much of a sense of urgency in the very beginning of the race, but regardless of the fact we've seen some very, very hard super speedway restrictor plate racing. Oh boy, David Starr about pulled a block on Busch. Busch had a huge run, got to his inside 3 earlier this season. Busch just gets to that inside, side drafts Alex LeBay. Was your winner at Road America, or sorry, not Road America. He didn't win a race this season, was not Road America though. Busch now to the outside, behind the number 18 and teammate Riley Herbst. Going to give Herbst a little bit of a shot. Austin Hill running second. He won at Daytona in the season opener. Oh, Herbst tried to block Kyle Busch. Busch is there. They did not get connected well, and they swap positions. Busch still to the outside of the 7 car there of Allgaier. Now drops down to the bottom, hanging his teammate out to dry behind him. He gets in front of David Starr. Now he's going to get to the inside of Allgaier for 3rd. So Kyle Busch has worked his way from 30th to 3rd in this race, about 12 laps in. Now to the inside for 2nd on Austin Hill is Noah Gragson. Currently leads the field. Oh, Busch got a little tight in the center of the corner. Almost came up into the side of the 61. Now he clears him for 2nd off in turn 2. Hill's going to give Busch a shot down the back straightaway. A big-time push coming from the 61 of Hill, who also has help behind him from Justin Allgaier in the 7. Gragson coming off that double yellow line just a tad bit. He better be careful. Busch is going to get to his inside now, off of turn 4 for the lead. Austin Hill will give Busch another shot through the tri-oval, and Kyle Busch will lead his first lap of the race at lap 13 as he goes from 30th all the way up to 1st in the first 13 laps of the race. Shows you how quick or how fast he can move from front to back in the field at Talladega, but he leads now with Austin Hill in 2nd, Allgaier 3rd, David Starr 4th. Joe Nemechek rounds out the top 5. Gragson got hung out of line. He is quickly falling outside the top 5, about to lose even more spots before he finds help behind him. Hill now getting a shot there from Justin Allgaier up high. Busch with the block. Oh man, that really stacked up the outside lane back there. A few cars got a little bobbly going into turn 3 as the 7 and the 61 still stay connected on the outside. They got a big run. Busch able to throw on the block here, maybe practicing for later in the race to see what he has to do. He's being very aggressive with the blocks early on. He's got to be careful, but you got to assume Kyle Busch knows what he's doing when in the lead. Not going to be too aggressive with the blocks. It might look aggressive, but if somebody gets there, he's going to give them the space that will not bring out the big accident, the big one, especially this early in the race. Vinnie Miller's reached himself into the top 5. Alex LeBay stuck in that middle lane. Austin Hill still being led on the top and still being pushed by Justin Allgaier. They had a big run at first, a couple times really. Busch has led 3 laps in a row now. Cindy Duncan, welcome to the stream. Busch is just doing a great job protecting all 3 lanes on the racetrack, and now they're 4 wide back there for about 3rd place. Vinnie Miller to the bottom. Busch almost blocked him off. Busch is stuck in the middle now. Miller to the bottom. Busch pulls in line behind Miller and in front of Alex LeBay. The 61 still being pushed by the 7 of Allgaier. They're working well together. Almost got around him, but Kyle gets the pull off that 78 car, pulls back in front of the 61 of Hill again. And now Busch is going to try to lead the outside there for a moment. Jump back down to the bottom, now back to the top. Oh, he's in the wall. He got really tight and now gets pushed from behind, and around they go. The big one at Talladega. It looked like there was going to be the big one. Caution does not fly as Busch gets straightened out by a few other drivers. Very lucky he didn't get banged up any more than what he did there. He got tight, ended up in the wall. I'm not sure if he got clipped by Austin Hill or not. After bouncing off the wall, he ricocheted right back into the three wide traffic in front of him. Then got hit from somebody else from behind, and there they went. That really spaces the field out, and Kyle Busch's car is not handling well at all with the damage. And he is still going backwards. Heinz JGR driver Harrison Burton, who started at the back of the pack, still stays behind him. Look at that, they're four wide again. Boy, Noah Gregson's lost a lot of spots. So has David Starr in the last few laps, as well as Kyle Busch. Here comes Gregson to the back bumper of Busch now. Busch in front of the points leader, Austin Cindric. Should say the points leader that came into the day. Three wide middle, gotta be careful. Busch wasn't trying to pull on a block there on Austin Hill. He just got really tight all of a sudden. He could not get the car to turn, and he was in the wall. And then couldn't get off of it. And when he did, he was going so much slower than everybody else by that point. And just got clipped from behind right in that left rear, and it turned him right in the center of 1 and 2. But I don't know how the majority of the pack made it through. It looked like the big one was about to happen, and then the caution never even flew. And it keeps Kyle Busch in the running. Boy, oh boy, this field is spread apart quite a bit. Still about 20 laps away from green flag pit stops. Nobody pitted under that first yellow of the race back at lap 4. So everybody's still in the same pit strategy. Surprised nobody at the back of the field at least tried to top off on fuel. It just wasn't the case. Cindric's only finished outside the top 10 3 times this season, and one of which was on a super speedway at Daytona. He did finish top 10 the last Talladega race. He's going to try to do it again here today. As is Kyle Busch, to hopefully take the points lead away by the end of this race. But boy, with this field really spread apart now, it's hard to get organized. Kyle's really trying to do the best he can right now to get as organized as he possibly can. 94 laps to go still at Talladega, so still plenty of time in this race. Gregson going to get to the inside of our last Talladega winner on the season, Joe Nemechek. Busch just kind of following Gregson on the inside right now. He's going to give him a little bit of a bump draft coming off of turn 4, trying to get him going. And Gregson goes a little high. Busch didn't want to go there. He stays in line right behind Joe Graf Jr. Oh! Well, contact there from Gregson. Gregson tried to side draft that right rear corner panel. Boy, that definitely slowed Busch down, but it also slowed Gregson down because he could not clear him because they made the contact. Busch going all the way up the track to side draft him right and back. Now gets pushed there from Justin Haley, but it looks like Gregson's going to hold on. And for Busch's sake, he better hope that he's got less than 5 seconds or less of damage so he can repair it. Because that car just definitely doesn't look right. It's not handling properly at this point in the run, and Busch is struggling to find speed. after he led about 4 laps consecutively before losing the lead. Oh man, not sure who that was behind Brandon Brown, but somebody gave him contact there to the inside. There's more contact in the center of the corner. Further back is Jeremy Clements, got a big run to the back of the 54 of Busch now, and I believe that was Josh Williams in the 92, if I'm not mistaken. And it was, who made contact with Brown as they about caused a wreck at the back of the pack here. So Clements now pushing Busch on that inside line, trying to tandem each other to this group of 4 up ahead of these 2 drivers as they pull away from the pack behind him. Clements willing to work together with Kyle Busch. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. It's mainly the damage to the back bumper which is upsetting the car, especially when he's being pushed by another driver in that said position. But Kyle willing to hang on to it and take these big runs that he is getting from Clements. They're going to get right around the 93 of McLaughlin, who gives up room to the inside. 90 to go. So things very spread apart here, and I think they're going to get even more spread apart if we have green flag pit stops in the next 15 laps, like we're expected to have if we don't get a caution. Should say another caution. I mean, we've come close to getting that next caution a few times already. In the first couple dozen laps. Clements up on that wheel trying to push Kyle. Kyle does have a fast car when in the lead if he's getting pushed. Without a bump draft, as you guys saw, he doesn't quite have that single car speed. He's definitely got the speed in the draft before the contact, which led to him dropping way out of position. Hard to create a big run with these Xfinity cars comparative to the Cup Series. Maybe even the trucks, they got the smaller rear spoiler of the 3 series. And with things that spread apart as they are right now, it can become very hard to pass at times, especially when you only have a group of about 5 cars. But when you build that energy with more and more cars in the pack, it becomes a little bit easier. Kyle pulls right to the back bumper now of the 08. Joe Graff Jr. Gonna work to his inside. Not quite. He had a big run there for a second. Couldn't quite hold it there. And Gregson McLaughlin there on the top side of him. Ideally, if Kyle could get a car behind him as well as in front of him, that is where he can carry a big source of momentum. He's got Clements closing in behind him. We lost him for a little bit there when Joe Graff Jr. got in front, and now Gregson pulls down in front of the 54 of Busch. So there is a 5-car single file line now through 3 and 4. Running right around 20th place. Aiden Roller, welcome to the stream. Kyle all over the back bumper there of Noah Gragson in the center of 1 and 2. Oh, we got trouble. Car up in smoke. Going into turns 3 and 4, and around he goes. Jeffrey Earnhardt in the zero. Spins. I believe he had a rear tire going down as he spins hard into the outside wall in turns 3 and 4. That'll be the second caution of the race today, and you're going to see pit stops. 5 seconds of damage for Busch. He can repair it. It is 5 seconds or less as our rules, so he can repair the damage. And hopefully that car can get right back to the way it was at the beginning of the race. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. So 5 people watching currently. Big losers on pit road. Nemechek lost 5 spots. Kyle Busch lost 9. He'll restart back behind points leader Austin Cindric. Green flag back in the air at Talladega. After the second caution of the race today. Busch got to the back bumper of the 22, but it was in the middle of him downshifting from 3rd to 4th, so Busch is going to need help from behind. You see that made Busch have a little bit of a rear wheel spin there. He's got cars lined up to the outside. He's trying to side draft them to pull them back, but the inside line just did not take off on the restart. Kyle loses a couple spots. They get right back to 2 and 3 wide behind him. Six people watching currently. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Again, late morning hours, middle of the week, not typical, but especially for Wednesdays, usually I work, but I'm still on vacation from Darlington. I go back to work tomorrow. Sorry, it's Tuesday morning, not Wednesday morning. Big run. Oh my goodness, 4 wide to the bottom of the track now. Into turn 1. Busch had a huge run. Didn't want to lift, and look at all the spots he's gaining. That couldn't have worked out more perfect for Kyle right there. Oh man, he got tight up the track. Might have made contact with a 38 of David Green. Or sorry, Jeff Green. Bio still says he... Oh man, a little contact there as well. Between Mills and Busch. I thought I changed it. Could have swore I changed it. NASCAR video games in that Heat 4. But guess I'll get right back on that. I swear I've changed it like 2 or 3 times now. You guys keep mentioning it. It must not be saving or something. We've got 10 wins on the season right now, Andrew. This is race number 20. And we have had 9 different winners total on the season as we come into this race at Talladega today. Cindric, the points leader, by just 3 points on Kyle Busch coming into the day. You see them working together on the inside line. Sometimes the guys that are racing you sometimes have to work together with when it comes to super speedway racing. Busch now ducks out of line to the inside of Cindric. He's got Green behind him, not giving him a huge help right now, and he's still to the inside of Cindric. It's a big run basically by himself there, and he's going to get around that 22 car. 22, Cindric now pulls behind the 54 of Busch. He is all over his back bumper. Oh no, the 36 gets sideways. He goes around and sends Busch into the inside wall. No, not quite. Around goes LeBay further back. He got loose off of turn number 4. Caution's out for the 3rd time tonight. Oh my goodness. Busch tried to avoid it to the inside. He got hit on the side just a tad bit. He couldn't completely clear Alex LeBay. But that could have been, I think we can all agree, a lot worse for Kyle Busch than what it ended up being. Man. A while. Green flag is in the air. .76 laps to go still after the third caution of the race. We haven't had the big one yet. We got very close a couple times with a couple of the cautions we have had. Just got a little loose there getting into turn one, getting up to speed again, and another rear wheel spin from third to fourth. But now he's got great energy off of turn two as well. The 39 of Sieg. Oh, he did not push the 8 of Hemrick properly there. Hemrick just got loose after the contact. And he gets shuffled into that middle lane, and now Busch getting pushed from the 08 of Joe Graff Jr. from behind now. So he takes it to the back of the 6 car, David Starr. Oh man, another push there from Green. And around goes Starr. Fourth caution of the race. As he spins through the infield grass on the front stretch, Green gave Busch a push, which sent Busch into the back of the 6 of David Starr, who goes around off of turn 4. Fourth caution of the race, and that was very, very similar to how that last caution happened a couple laps ago. Josh Bilicki is currently your leader. Ravish, welcome to the stream. Should look into a green screen. Definitely high profile. I'm definitely going to get home. I got home a couple hours before the stream last night, and I go back to work tomorrow, but yeah, pretty fun time, that is for sure. Definitely enjoyed South Carolina, the whole trip down and back. Enjoyed the race, of course, on Sunday. My first time to the state and to that racetrack, so definitely cool. Cross another track off the bucket list, and that's another crown jewel I've seen now, so that's pretty awesome. Kyle Busch gets a big run there through turns 3 and 4. Went to the outside for a quick moment. He doesn't have a lot of help, but they're kind of stacking up on the outside right in front of him. He's going to get a run back to the middle. Oh boy, man. That 90 of Vaccarello about pulled down right in front of him. Busch gets to the back of the 8 of Hemrick. And all of a sudden they're 3 wide. Just outside the top 10 now for Busch. And here comes Jeff Green, who just follows Kyle Busch all the way through there. Green keeps giving Busch a bunch of shots, and he keeps shooting him into cars in front of him like he did there with the 7 of Allgaier, who made a great save in the center of the tri-oval. Jesse Little leads the race now in the 4 car. Oh, Busch got tight in the center of the corner. He barely kept it off the 78 of Vinnie Miller. All the way to the bottom now. How did Jeffrey Earnhardt get to the top 5 so quickly? He brought out the second to last caution. They're 4 wide for third. And again, it's going to be, actually this time it's Vinnie Miller giving Busch a shot on the inside. In the center of 3 and 4, Kyle clears everyone for third. Chad Fincham. Oh, and he tried to pull down the block. Busch wasn't wise as there was some contact. I mean, this thing has been very aggressive, too aggressive at most throughout the course of this race. Yeah, I honestly thought Austin Dillon was going to catch Harvick too. Right when Harvick initially took the lead away from Elliott, I thought Dillon was going to close in on him immediately there because he had a big run, and then Harvick took his line away, started to pull back away, but then all of a sudden Harvick's car was just getting too tight, and yeah, I mean, Austin Dillon had a huge head of steam off before that last lap, but yeah, he ran out of time for sure. Push down to the inside of Jesse Little in the 4. Little's going to fend him off for now and hold on to the lead. And here comes Miller down to push the 54 of Busch, who now jumps in line in front of the 10 car. Oh, contact! Oh my goodness. Wild moment there. Getting into turn 1. And look at the run. Chastain gets to the back bumper of Kyle Busch off of turn 2. Little and Miller on the outside. Busch and Chastain on the inside. Working together. Chastain finished third in the race at Bristol last night. Running in the top three now once again at Talladega. At this point in the race, he has pushed Kyle Busch to the lead. This is the second time Busch has led laps in the race today. At lap 46, just the fifth lap he has led in the early going of the race. Still in the first half of this one. Chastain up to second now. Yeah, the crowd was going crazy when that whole Truex and Elliott thing was going on. They didn't really boo Truex that much. I think it was just a shock of the moment. Everybody's just like, oh, and then kind of hear on my video that the crowd behind me, I wasn't the only one doing it. But it was, I mean, you can definitely hear it a little bit over the cars. There was only like 8,000 fans there. I couldn't imagine if that place was sold out when that happened. The place would have been crazy. Bad luck for Elliott too. Got like 10 races in a row. Kyle Busch holds on to the lead. Howard has found his way back to the top 5. Jimmy Clements, remember he worked well with Busch there before that Earnhardt accident, bringing out caution number 2 earlier in the race. Jeffrey Earnhardt, speaking of which, up the middle. Trying to get that run. We can definitely have an upset winner today. This is the final Super Speedway race of the regular season on this custom schedule. NASCAR Xfinity Series season. Look at Jeff Green. He definitely has a fast car today, ladies and gentlemen. He has pushed Busch multiple times. Now, he's not inside the top 20 in points. I can guarantee you that, and he likely won't get there. So even if Jeff Green, say, wins today, he's not going to necessarily get himself the victory lane. Remember, he was running up towards the front at the end of that race at Daytona in the season opener. He's got a big run on the outside, and they are 4 wide for second place going into turn 3. 4 wide. Green up the middle has a run. So does Clements on the outside. Green is there. Look at the run he's got. Busch trying to side draft him now. Green couldn't clear the 54 of Busch. Caution's out. 5th time today, caution's out further back in the pack. So 66 to go already, our 5th caution of the race today. I just don't think JGR and Chase Elliott get along in general outside of just Darlington, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I think it's a big coincidence, if anything, but gonna see pit stops coming out of the 54 of Kyle Busch here, giving up all that track position. He was the only car to hit pit road during that caution. Matt Mills was the cause of caution number 5. He is now out of the race. Green flag back in the air, and we are underway once again at Talladega. It's already 5 cautions in this race. We're almost halfway, but not quite. Been a caution-filled Talladega race, though we have not had the big one. Oh, man! Inside checked up, Busch just ran right into the side of Castle. He tried to abort and get out of the way, and I don't think he realized that Castle was right there. That is very true. Elliott did. Oh no! Briscoe gets loose. Center of the pack, middle of the corner. They're 4 wide right in front of Busch. Now going to get all the way to the inside. Now he goes 4 wide. Trying to follow Brandon Jones up there, perhaps. See these cars moving around quite a bit in the center of the pack. He's got Ryan Sieg behind him now, so a little bit of pit strategy by Busch to pit under that caution. We're just over 20 laps away from the rest of the field pitting. We have not really had a long green flag run today, but oh man, look at the run Kyle Busch has. of the middle, but now he's just kind of boxed in and has nowhere to go. Right on the back bumper of Balicki, who has led laps in the race as well. Busch drops in line now behind Brandon Jones. Getting pushed by Austin Hill in the 61. It's the 54 and the 61 find themselves together again. Busch all the way to the bottom as he's going to get underneath of Jones and Cindric. It is Kyle Busch working his way through the pack. He does have fresher tires than everybody else. Oh, Earnhardt got loose. Earnhardt gets loose in the zero. Look at all the spots he's losing as he gets hung out to dry. That's going to stack that pack up further back. 4 wide now again off of turn number 2. They're still 4 wide getting into 3. Busch back into the top 10 and 9th. Tires don't really mean much at Talladega. The handling is definitely there, but the speed necessarily doesn't really make much of a difference when it comes to tires and tire wear at this racetrack specifically. Busch with a big run on the bottom. That'll get him up to 6. Mike Harmon's worked his way to the top 5, up to 5th place. He started towards the back of the field today as well. Busch to the outside of Harmon quickly to the back of the 92. Now works to the inside. Great move by Busch inside and out. And he's worked himself up to 4th now behind the 13 of Chad Fincham. Vinnie Miller in 2nd. Tough to tell exactly who the race leader is right now. Busch looks high on Fincham. Big side draft there. And a big run in behind the 78. Busch makes another pass on the outside. Up to 3rd. Now behind Vinnie Miller in the 78. CJ McLaughlin in the 93 leading this race. 6 people watching right now. We're going to have our trivia question of the day. In the Xfinity Series at Talladega Superspeedway, who is the driver who has won the most Xfinity races at Talladega in Xfinity Series history? There's a hint to that question. He is currently a Cup Series regular. Another hint to that question, he won all of those races in a row. 3 of them to be exact. So who is that driver? Vinnie Miller, Kyle Busch on the outside, Fincham also on the outside. Oh, Vinnie Miller got almost in the wall. Busch aborts and goes low. Fincham now to follow Busch instead of Miller, and that'll get Kyle up to 2nd place behind McLaughlin in the 93. Miller tried to side draft and maybe even squeeze between the 54 and the 13, but it just didn't happen. Cross flags is in the air. We are halfway home now at Talladega here today. CJ McLaughlin is the race leader at the cross flags mark. Kyle Busch, who has led only 6 laps today, is in 2nd. He's only led 2 different times, and now he gets pushed down the back straightaway. So we got Busch and Brad for the answers to the question there. Neither of those 2 are correct. I'll give you guys another lap and a half to 2 laps here to try to get the answer to that question. It's kind of an oddball. You wouldn't think that he would have won 3 races in a row on super speedways, but he did in the Xfinity Series, and he currently holds the record for the most Xfinity Series wins at Talladega with 3. And again, all in a row back in the mid-2000s. Brandon Brown, Chad Fincham, side by side there. Brown had a big run. Gets held off by Kyle Busch for a quick moment there. 3 wide now. Here comes the 15 of Howard. I believe he's got Daniel Hemrick in the 8 behind him. that inside line. Not too many cars in the outside, about 4 or 5 of them, just enough to keep that energy up. And now Fincham gets to the outside of Busch. He had a big run there. Busch couldn't block it. Chad Fincham to the lead at Talladega. At the line, hasn't cleared Busch, but it'll be another lead change. It is not Blaney. Blaney is a pretty good super speedway racer, but he has not won a super speedway race in the Xfinity series. It's not Byron and it's not Johnson either. Not Boyer. I'll give you guys till we get to the start-finish line here. I'll give you guys the answer to the question. I have not seen the answer yet. Oh boy, Busch, late block there on Hemrick. Boy, that stacked up the inside. Just cleared Hemrick as he leads again at the line. Another lead change, and that is the 8th lap. Busch has led today. So the answer to the trivia question, again, the question was, who is the most winningest driver in the Xfinity Series at Talladega? He won 3 races in a row. The only driver to win not only that many in a row, but again to win that many in total at Talladega in the Xfinity Series. The answer to the question is Martin Truex Jr. So I did not see Truex Jr. as the answer to the question. Truex has now won on a super speedway in the Cup Series in his career. I'm not sure how many he's exactly had, but he has had terrible luck, it seems like, when it comes to super speedway racing. He's been close. He's finished second in the Daytona 500 a couple times, but he has not won a race, again, in the Cup Series at Daytona or Talladega. But he did win 3 in a row in the Xfinity Series at Talladega, believe it or not. So Martin Truex Jr. the answer to the question. Stumped you guys again. Busch hangs on to the lead. Again, he has led 9 laps in the race now. 3 different times he has led laps in the race. Oh boy. Hemrick being blocked on the bottom pretty aggressively there by Busch. And here comes the 90 and the 89. Landon Castle's up in the mix now. They go 3 wide for second. Castle doesn't really have a lot of help behind him. He's doing a perfect job trying to side draft that middle lane as best as he can until he can get help behind him. He's got a little bit of help now. It looks like Busch is going to lead another lap at the line. That is 10 laps led now for Kyle Busch today at Talladega. Mike Harmon, what a move as he gets to the inside. He almost took second place for himself there, but they're still 3 wide. Now the 90 of Baccarello is in front of the 89 of Castle in that third lane on the outside, but they are going backwards off of turn 2. Harrison Burton in the top 3. He hasn't been towards the front of the field much today, but maybe he's got a shot to win. $50 laps to go at Dega. NASCAR Heat 5, NASCAR Xfinity Series, Justin Haley made an aggressive move to get up to the outside. He leads that outside lane. Colleague Racing has won on super speedways a lot in recent memory. Chastain's been up at the front here and there throughout the course of the day. Allmendinger now racing in this race. The 0 and the 11 about made contact, and Haley really hasn't been towards the front really at all today, but he has worked himself up here all of a sudden. He's really pulled that outside lane down the back straightaway towards the front of the field here. Three Toyotas lining up the bottom. Kyle Busch Motorsports, 2 of them, and 1 JGR Toyota of Harrison Burton. Oh, Burton goes high to block, and he just about turned himself in front of the pack. He got loose. I don't know if he made contact with Earnhardt when he pulled up to block him. And that gives Riley Herbst the inside now. Oh my goodness. Burton about wrecked the field here at Talladega, but he hangs on to it and now squeezes to the outside. Contact with Busch. What a run by Harrison Burton, and he gets to the lead at Talladega. How did he get that big of a run? I guess that's why he wanted to go high. He saw the zero getting a run. He tried to take it. Half a lap later, he's in the lead. But Harrison Burton will lead his first lap of the race at Talladega today with 48 to go. That's the only question I've got for this one. I usually only have one question. I do the trivia questions of the day. I'll be able to do those more consistently now. I've kind of been inconsistent with them over the last few streams I've done, but I made sure I looked one up this morning before we got this one underway. We'll probably have another one if we do end up having that Thunder 04 stream later tonight. I got no guarantees I'm going to get it done, but I'll be picking up the capture card at Best Buy as soon as this stream comes to an end. I'll get around to golfing, and then I'll try to figure it out. The stream from my laptop so we can get that underway tonight. But meanwhile, here is Harrison Burton leading the field at Talladega with Kyle Busch right behind him. 47 laps to go. It is Riley Herbst right in line behind Busch, and now Busch moves to the inside again. It's like Burton got a little loose in the center of the corner, and that was Busch's time to shine. He can't quite clear the 20 car yet. Look at that 20 car trying to side draft Busch on the right rear corner panel. Kyle's not been able to clear him. Since when has Parker Kligerman become an analyst? Kligerman actually was an analyst last season for NASCAR and NBC, but he raced part-time in the Cup Series last year too, so he didn't do every race. But the races he wasn't broadcasting, or yeah, the races he wasn't on pit road as an analyst last season, he obviously was racing. Done more of it this year though. I think he's only ran like 1 or 2 cup races since NBC has been back on, so. And obviously with the limited amount of media at the racetrack too, that's another reason why he might not have done as many races this year. Oh boy, man, Alfredo had a run there. Busch blocked him high, blocked him low, and keeps him behind. Alfredo's got another run though off of turn 4. He's looking high. And here comes the 15 of Howard. Now side drafting the 21 of Alfredo to the line. 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Harmon to the bottom. I believe Alfredo led the lap. Busch is stuck in the middle, now being pushed by Michael Annett. Man, that train was coming. And remember, the rest of the field that did not pit under the caution, Busch was the only one to pit under that last yellow. They have to pit very soon. Oh no! Alfredo gets pushed and he gets sideways. Boy, that outside stacked up after that. Look at the amount of ground that they lost there. Oh man! Briscoe and Busch get together. Busch is still moving backwards. Finds himself back to 7th all of a sudden. And back to the inside. That'd be pretty cool there, Aiden. Wow, look at Kyle Busch making a ton of ground on the bottom of the racetrack. I mean, he gained about 3 or 4 spots that last lap. He's still got a run. Now to the outside. Harmon goes up high. Busch still with the run. That is unbelievable, the run Kyle Busch had. Oh, he pulls down through the sticks again. And there they go. The big one at Talladega as they stack up through the tri-oval. Busch for the second time tried to clear Star. And wrecks cars behind him, but that time it was more than just one. It was the big one at Talladega. And it is the 6th caution of the race today. That was the longest green flag run we have had all day long. But the caution will fly. And we'll have pit stops now. And that pretty much spoils the strategy Busch had in plan. We were going to have green flag stops within a couple laps. Angel, welcome to the stream. Oh, for sure. I would definitely apply for that job if it becomes available, or any sort of job. It becomes available at NBC or Fox or whoever might have the rights to NASCAR races in the future. Maybe ESPN will get NASCAR back again sometime. Who knows? Mike Harmon wins the race off pit road, and the green flag is back in the air again at Talladega. Just 40 laps to go. We still cannot make it on fuel to the end of the race. Busch still has one set of tires left he can put on, so that is fine. Remember, we are limited to 4 per race, or 4 new sets that we can put on outside of the set we start off with. Mike Harmon with a good restart there. Holds on to the lead for now. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Busch got shuffled out of line. Skipped the wall down the backstretch. And how about this? In the top 10, it's Kyle Busch in 6th, Austin Cindric in 7th. The 2 points leaders, who came in 3 points apart from one another coming into the race today. Cindric came in with the points lead on Busch. They're both in the top 10 in the second half of the race with less than 40 laps to go. Busch with another big run. This is much like what he had before the caution had come out when he pulled out in front of the 6th. Got a little tight off of turn 2 there, and that kind of spoiled the party itself. And Busch still carrying the run despite getting tight off of turn 2. He's not going to be able to clear the 98 of Briscoe to the bottom. Seen 2 aggressive moves, not only by Busch today, but by a lot of the field, and that is why we have seen 6 cautions in a race that is only 75 laps long on a super speedway. Briscoe now to the bottom for the lead. Briscoe side by side with Harmon. Busch choosing the outside over the inside, trying to get Mike Harmon and himself to work together off of turn 2. Here they come. Big run. It is Mike Harmon in the outside lane prevailing to the lead. Down the back straightaway, Busch. Oh man, he didn't stay connected though. Harmon wanted to go higher than Busch did. Busch with the run up the middle. 3 wide for the lead. Annette now pushing Kyle Busch. Busch back down to the bottom in front of Gragson. And Chase Briscoe finds himself in the lead, but he might not lead the lap because Busch side draps him on the inside. And Kyle Busch will actually lead the lap at the line and not Briscoe, regardless of the fact that it's another lead change. Gragson, Briscoe, both have now won a race this season, knowing only 3 spots are still open for the playoffs. What a huge day it would be if one of those 2 could go to victory lane here today. Annette now up to 3rd on the outside. Or sorry, no, that's actually Cindric on the inside up to 3rd, and that is a few spots back yet. Oh, and Busch gets tight into turn 1, and here comes Gragson to the bottom. For the lead, Cindric going to hang him out to dry. They're 4 wide back there for about 4th place. They're stacking up. They're still 4 wide. The 68 and the 1 made contact. That stacks up the outside now all of a sudden. We've had the big one already today. Will we have another? Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. What a race today at Talladega. Cindric up to 2nd behind Noah Gragson. Ray Black Jr. jumps to the inside of the 21 of Anthony Alfredo. Busch will give Ray Black Jr. the push. 35 laps to go. Kyle up to 3rd by himself now. 07 chose to go back in front of Alfredo. Alfredo losing spots. Cindric, Busch might have to work together. Cindric gets a push from Kyle, but Gragson blocks, and now they go high instead. Cindric to the outside, followed by Kyle Busch. Noah Gragson on the inside. Ray Black Jr. also to the outside, back behind Kyle. Cindric now faking to the inside. Gragson continues to block off the 22. The 2 points leaders work together for now. Another block by Gragson and another run to the inside for Cindric. He is going to get there. No. More energy on the bottom. Austin Cindric to the lead at Talladega with help from Kyle Busch and Chad Fincham now from behind. Gragson held up on the outside. And now Busch moves out of line to pass Cindric into turn 3. The 13 of Fincham stays behind him. Kyle Busch to the lead. Points leader Cindric hung out to dry. Gragson now falls in line behind Cindric. Fincham has pushed the 54 of Busch to the lead. And Gragson stays behind the 22 of Cindric. Cindric's got to run. Fincham kind of blocks him off, and now Fincham goes high. Busch to the lead at the line. 33 to go. Still at least one more pit stop left, and where did Landon Castle come from? Castle trying to go for second on the inside. Cindric moved up the middle to get by Fincham, and now Cindric leads the outside again with a big run. Blocked off, he's got Chase Briscoe in line behind him. Intense action at Talladega in the late going to the race. And you have to assume with the amount of cautions we've had today and the way these guys have been racing since the start of the race, I don't think the cautions are done yet. 32 to go. Kyle Busch continues to lead at Talladega. We'll alternate through the different camera angles one final time, and look at Alfredo trying to squeeze up the middle. Now he's in front of the 22 of Cindric. Busch got a little tight there off of turn 2. He's in front of the 89 of Castle on the inside. I saw the end of the truck race live. I didn't get there until about, by the time I got up to my seats, when the gates opened, because they weren't allowing fans in for the truck race, at least at the start. I saw the last 10 laps, and I did watch it from the hotel and on the drive there. I had Hulu on my phone, and then we pulled in the parking lot. You could hear the trucks. The race was still going on. Yeah, by the time we got to the seats, I saw the last 10 laps. Saw the overtime finish. That was about it. Look at this. 4 wide back in the middle of the pack. 3 wide for second. Gregson's found himself back towards the front again. I'm afraid to say I don't think we're going to make it. This is unbelievable. Busch just able to hold up that outside line led by Anthony Alfredo. Alfredo with a run to the outside. He's not quite to the outside of the 54 of Busch yet. Now he is. Big run. Now down the side draft goes the 21. Anthony Alfredo to the lead at Talladega. Gragson now to push Kyle Busch, his former boss. Cindric Briscoe still up here, and of course, still got Chad Fincham, Landon Castle up here in the top 5 as well. Busch up to second now with the help from Noah Gragson. It's like Cindric and Castle moving backwards. So it's Fincham. Now to the inside goes Busch. So Busch got to the inside of the 21 of Alfredo. Alfredo kind of pinching him back. Gragson now with the push on Kyle. Kyle Busch back to the lead again, but now Gragson looks to go in the middle. Busch goes up the block. Busch, oh my goodness, how did he pull that off? I thought Busch was about to wreck the field with the block there. Kyle hangs on to the lead somehow, some way. I thought for a minute, too, that Gragson was going to get underneath him, but I guess he couldn't. Unbelievable restrictor plate racing today at Talladega. think we're at that point in the race. Nobody wants to lift. Cindric pushing Castle off of turn 4. Gregson in the mix. Somebody just made a move to the bottom, but couldn't quite get underneath the 9 of Gregson. I believe it was Briscoe. I could be wrong on that. And now Cindric up the middle. Cindric in that middle lane. He's trying to get to the lead himself. He found a hole to at least get by the 89 of Castle. He doesn't have a lot of help. Inside line prevails, and now Noah Gragson pulls in front of the 22. Run on the bottom by Joe Nemechek, who won the last race that we had at Talladega this season. He's already in the playoffs. Can you imagine? If he gets the sweep at Talladega in the regular season, we do come here again for the championship race later this season. But this could be the last shot for many drivers to get into the playoffs on this season. Castle is there. Oh, I thought he was going to get there. His run died out all of a sudden, and it's Kyle Busch still holding on to the lead. Tough to say who's led the most laps today. Busch has led a lot in the second half of the race. He didn't lead a lot in the first half. And here comes Cindric back up the middle again. He's got a huge run. He's being pushed by the pole sitter, Brandon Brown, but he's got nowhere to go. He's kind of trapped in line. He can't go inside or outside because he has not cleared those guys yet. That's the guy Busch needs to make sure he beats no matter what happens today. That's Austin Cindric. He does not want to lose points to the 22 car again this season. Cindric now in that third lane. On the outside, Nemechek is there. He side drafts Busch. He's getting pushed by Justin Haley, who knows how to get around these super speedways very well in that Colleague Racing number 11 car. Joe Nemechek to the lead at Talladega. Gregson now to push Kyle Busch. And fourth and fifth, boy, he gave him a shot. He's going to get right back to the inside of the 51 of Clements for third. He's got a big run now into turns 3 up the block. Cindric nowhere to be found. Oh, there he is. In the back half of the top 10, still stuck in that third lane on the outside. Justin Haley now looking for the lead. Off of turn 2, Nemechek with a pull to the outside. Busch all the way to the bottom, 3 wide. Nemechek is able to hold on to the lead regardless. Busch trying to side draft the 11 of Haley, pulling him back. But it's Joe Nemechek leading the field off of turn 4. Haley and Busch still side by side. It seems like when one guy is looking to clear the other just side drafts him enough to pull him back. Busch trying to do the same, and now he's got help from teammate Riley Herbst. Herbst behind. 2 KBM cars on the bottom. 24 to go for Nemechek. Still plenty of time. I don't know how we haven't had the second big one of the race since we last went green with 40 laps to go, but we have ran about 16 laps, basically like you've seen, very aggressively. This guy's trying to make it to the end, but again, we're about 7 laps short on fuel, and caution will fly, so that'll solve the fuel issue. It is the 7th caution of the race today with 24 to go. Final set of tires going on the car of this 54 of Busch. And we'll stack them up once more. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. What's up with the early race today? Yeah, that's in hopes to get that doubleheader later, so that's why we have an earlier race today. Plus, I'm not working today because I'm still on vacation. Wow, Kyle Busch took tires there. I don't think anybody else did. It looks like everybody else topped off with fuel, so Busch loses 23 spots on pit road. 21 laps to go at Talladega. The green flag is back in the air again. Will this be the final restart of the race today? We'll have to wait and see. Look at that, 4 wide into turns 1 and 2 on the initial restart. Oh boy, Busch about got into 13. Outside stacked up there. Busch has a huge run on the bottom. I mean, look at the run he's got all by himself practically. They're 4 wide. Cindric lost a lot of spots there right before the caution. Also, he's just outside the top 10. They're still 4 wide through 3 and 4. 3 wide for the lead up in the front of the field. Hard to tell who's that driver trying to go up the middle. I believe it is Brandon Brown, but no, it's not Brandon Brown. Oh no, Castle about got turned in the tri-oval. That car started turning right. He corrected it back to the left in time. He's getting bump drafted there by Kyle Busch, but he just couldn't quite hold the push. Got a little too loose. 20 to go at Talladega. Oh man, Chastain about drilled the side of the 18 of Riley Hurst, and look at the run again. Now Busch has 4 fresh tires versus the rest of the field. So as far as the handling goes, he's probably got the best handling car. A lot of guys took fuel only there just to keep the track position. It's Jeremy Clements leading the race here at Talladega in the late going with just 19 laps to go. Clements has not won this season. Neither has Sieg, who is in second. Chastain without a win. A lot of drivers in the top 5 without a win this season. They are looking for that win to get into the playoffs, and a caution who's out again further back in the pack. It is the 8th caution of the day with 19 to go as Clements leads. Joe Nemechek pitting at the back of the field. Not sure if he brought out the caution, regardless of the fact he lost a ton of spots there. Matt Mills still the only driver out of the race, it looks like. 37 drivers still have a shot to win it. Again, the handling of the car is going to be better for Busch. The speed, virtually the same. That's all the tires really matter for at Talladega, is handling. So we will have 16 laps to go on the restart. It'll be Jeremy Clements and Kyle Busch leading the field to the green. Green flag back in the air. Can this be the final restart of the race with 16 to go? We'll wait and see. Busch trying to get that outside lane to work. We've really seen the inside work a lot better on the restarts. Kyle trying to get the pole. Doesn't have a lot of help behind him though. They're kind of getting shuffled out of line. They're 3 wide. Sieg's no longer there. Busch still trying to side draft the 51 of Clements on the bottom. Look at that pole Kyle Busch got. Now he's got Anthony Alfredo all over the back bumper. So the outside line is actually hanging in there this time. Another big side draft there by Busch. Down the back straightaway. It's Chastain and Clements on the inside. On the outside it is Busch and I believe Alex LeMay now. Kyle really trying to hold back the 51. LeMay jumps to the outside behind Busch and now gives him a shot. Off of turn 4. Here comes the run. To the start-finish line. Who will lead this time? It'll be Kyle Busch on the outside to take the lead at Talladega. What a power move on the restart. 15 to go. Now jumps to the bottom in front of Clements. Kyle Busch on the outside, held in there with the side draft, then got the push off of turn 4 that he needed from LeMay. And it's Kyle Busch leading at Talladega. What a restart. But now Nemechek's got fresh tires at the back of the pack, so hang on. As far as the handling cars go, Busch and Nemechek probably on the same level. I'm sure Joe, even though he's in the playoffs with a win, I'm sure he'd love to get that second win of the season, both at Talladega if he can do so. Clements going to get to the inside of Busch. He's going to lead the lap at the line this time. Here comes Chastain on the outside. 3 wide. He did not want to help Busch. He wanted to go for himself there. Busch still on the bottom. Alfredo gives him a shot. Clements led the lap. Another lead change. Busch has a huge run off of turn 2 now. after that push from Alfredo, but he carries the run by himself in the draft behind Clements. Now to the bottom again, as the 51 and the 54 keep going back and forth. Neck and neck into turn 3. It is a drag race now, with Alfredo giving Busch the push he needs off of turn 4 to get back to the lead again. Another lead change at the line. This time Kyle Busch leads again. 13 to go, this time by Talladega. And they're side by side, 2 by 2, back through the field from second on back, 3 wide, further back in the middle. A lot of drivers hungry for a win. Most of them their first win of the season, that is in the front of the field. We've seen Gragson up here a lot today. He might be one of the guys to beat. Gragson maybe looking up the middle. Here comes Alfredo. Busch blocking every lane, and here comes Gragson with a big run up the middle. 3 wide now for third, or second rather. Busch pulls quite a ways ahead of the pack there off of turn 4. He's got to be careful getting that far out ahead. 12 to go at the line. Clements to the outside. Busch leads the lap by inches, but it's Clements getting pushed by Ross Chastain on the top. Clements to the lead into turns 1 and 2. Chastain couldn't clear himself for second there, and again Busch with another push from Alfredo to get the run down the back on Jeremy Clements. And again, looks to the inside of the 51 of Clements. Oh, Busch got tight in the center of the corner. Contact made with Clements. Busch got really tight. He drilled the side of the 51. Look at the momentum Busch lost because of it. Alfredo gives him another shot. Another lead changes. Clements will lead at the line this time, but Busch again to the inside. And here comes Alfredo. Anthony Alfredo to the lead, being pushed by the 19 of Brandon Jones. A 3 wide pass for the lead. Chastain now to push Kyle Busch. Gragson up to third. It's Anthony Alfredo leading the field, but Busch trying to strike right back as he moves up to second, passing Jones off of turn number 4. Jones all over the back of the 54. 2 Toyotas right behind the Chevrolet, followed by another Chevrolet behind Jones. Busch really pulled away from Jones there through the tri-oval. 10 to go for Anthony Alfredo to try and get his second win of the season. Busch all over the back bumper of Alfredo. I mean, he's given him an absolutely huge shove through 1 and 2 as the top 2 have pulled away from the pack behind. They go high. Gragson leading the bottom with Jones in that upper line, middle line. Oh, Alfredo gets loose into the corner. Busch to the bottom of the track. And Kyle Busch to the lead off of turn 4. 9 to go, this time by Gragson. They're 3 wide now for second place, and here comes the run by Noah Gragson. I believe that's Tommy Joe Martin's in line behind him. Chastain is behind Jones, and Alfredo hung out to dry in that third lane on the outside. Martin's in the inside. They're 4 wide for second place. 4 wide for second place through turns 1 and 2. Tommy Joe Martin's, what a move! As he goes from 5th to 2nd in one corner. And now he gives up the bottom himself again. Here comes Mike Harmon. Jones on the top side. Busch all over the place trying to block all 3 lines. Got a little loose in 3 and 4, but he's still holding on to the lead on the exit of the corner. And it is going to be Harmon to the lead. Getting pushed from C.J. McLaughlin. Busch kind of held out to dry. He's got Martins behind him, but that outside faded very fast. Busch fell back to about 5th. He's trying to side draft that inside lane the 39 car in particular of Ryan Sieg. Mike Harmon better hold on to the bottom down the back straightaway there. He's got to be careful. He's going to lose the bottom. No, he cuts down in front of the 93. Harmon now goes high again off of turn 4. Sieg maybe to follow, but it's too late. McLaughlin in the lead now. The lead has changed hands so many times in the race today. Look at Busch to the bottom, 3 wide for the lead. What a run. McLaughlin still led the lap. Busch got that done by himself practically. But he could not clear the 93 car. They're still side by side. Haley now pushing Busch past the 93 into turn 3. It is Busch and Haley, 1-2. Haley all over the back of the 54. Will he loosen him up and try to make a move himself? No, he decides to back off, getting Kyle Busch way out there. Oh, Busch got tight in the tri-oval. Haley now to the lead himself, 6 to go. It is Justin Haley trying to win it again at Talladega. And remember, caution came out on the last lap of the race earlier this season. We've had 8 cautions today. We can very easily get another on the last lap, so you can't wait around. You've got to go. Busch to the outside of Haley, trying to side draft him aggressively. The top 2 way out ahead of the field here. But Haley holds him off into turn 3. Can Colleague Racing and Justin Haley get it done again on a super speedway? This would be Haley's first win of our season, if he can get it done. 5 to go. This time by around this 2.66 mile super speedway. Joe Graff Jr. has worked himself into the top 3. He's on that inside line. Top 2. Quite a ways ahead right now. Justin Haley, though, still just trying to lead the way through. Haley now getting pushed from Kyle Busch through 3 and 4. Top 2 have separated themselves from the rest of the field. Busch might need help from behind if he's going to want to get the run he needs to get around Justin Haley. 4 to go this time by. Will they even make it back to the checkered flag, or even to the white flag? We could have overtime. They're at that point. If a caution came out now, we would go to OT. Go past the scheduled 113 lap, 300 mile distance today. Haley up high to block Busch. Kyle all over his back bumper, but he just can't get the run by himself. He needs help from behind, and there's just nobody there to do it. Oh, Haley came off the bottom just a bit. Busch is there, but can he get on that left rear corner panel and side draft him? He can. Side by side for the lead, off in turn 4. One car off the pace, out of the draft. Martin's giving him the push he needed after getting to the inside. Finally inside drafting Haley enough there. Just 3 to go at Talladega. Again, one car who lost the draft on the last restart is way out ahead of the pack. Shane Pinkney, welcome to the stream. And look at Cindric, the points leader, back in the top 5. He is pushing Haley on the outside. Where did Cindric come from? 2 laps to go, this time by at Talladega. Haley and Cindric trying to work together. Busch to the outside to block them both. Back down to the inside, in front of Martins, through the tri-oval. Oh boy, he got loose there. Through the tri-oval, that car might be in the way here. He's about 10 miles per hour slower than the rest of the field. Here comes Cindric up the middle, getting pushed from Michael Annett. They're 3 wide, back there for second place. Cindric trying to hang on. He loses ground now. They're 4 wide, back in the middle of the pack. Lap and a half to go. Haley to the back bumper of Riley Hurst. Lap cars, Ray Black Jr. Tries to stay out of the way to the outside, letting the leaders race back to the line. White flag will be in the air this time by. That will mean the next flag will end the race, whether it's the yellow or the checker. They can't wait around. Hurts with the run to the outside through the tri-oval. Busch up the block again and back down to the bottom in time. Looks like Josh Williams is in line behind. Martin's on the inside. Busch leads at the white flag. Will we have a last lap pass for the win? It is Busch trying to hold off Martins and Hurts. Busch going to do whatever it takes to win. Oh, he gets tied off in turn 2, but he gets back down to the bottom. Here comes Cindric on the outside. He goes 3 wide to the top. He's getting pushed by Michael Annett. Through 3 and 4, one final time. Cindric is close. Oh, Busch gets tight again. He's trying to hold on to it. Off of turn number 4, Busch to the outside to block Cindric. Back to the inside. Trying to hold off the field of cars behind him. It is Kyle Busch who will get the win at Talladega, his 11th win of the season. And he will now take over the points lead for the first time this season after 20 races. And Cindric, who has led in the points since the second race of the year, is no longer the points leader. Unbelievable. Kyle Busch gets the win. Great race. How they made it those final 16 laps without another caution, I will never quite understand, but they did. And Kyle Busch wins again, and for the first time, as I mentioned, has the points lead this season. Unbelievable. We'll take a look at the finishing results. 83 minutes total time on the race today. That's an hour and 23 minutes. Kyle Busch gets the win. Riley Herbst second. Kyle Busch Motorsports 1-2 there. Tommy Joe Martin's third. Austin Cindric brings it home in fourth. Another top 5 and another top 10 on the season. Josh Williams fifth. Watch Chastain sixth. Justin Haley fell back behind his colleague racing teammate there on the last couple laps in seventh. Alex Lebay eighth. Colby Howard in ninth, and Michael Annett rounds out the top 10. So Cindric, although Busch gained ground on him and takes the points lead away, it is still tight between the top 2 in the point standings. Busch now ahead of Cindric with the win. But by no means is this locked up. Kyle Busch has a 4-point lead on Austin Cindric with just 6 races to go until the playoffs for that regular season title standings here in this one. And again, there is Kyle Busch in victory lane. What a victory for Kyle and his team. And the money lion 300. .7 flat was the fastest lap of the race by Kyle Busch, and he also led the most laps, 30 of the 113 laps led today, most of those in the second half of the race. Started 30th, also was on the move there, got up to first, and Brandon Brown at the tough break finished 34th after starting on the pole in today's race. Unfortunately, Brown could not make it all the way to the finish. So that is going to do it here for this one. As usual, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below. Hit the bell notification button if you do wish to subscribe. We have full race NASCAR video game live streams on the daily with other related NASCAR content. Later today, we will for sure have that post-race analysis video for the Southern 500. I was a little late on that because I was at the race Sunday night. I had to travel back home yesterday, so I had a long last 24 hours, as we could say, or just over that amount of time. And hopefully we have NASCAR Thunder 04 coming to the channel. Hopefully today. If not today, it will be on Friday for the start. But I am on my way to Best Buy here very soon. So I'll try to get that going as good as we can. And yeah, that's going to do it here for this one. Again, I'll see you guys hopefully later today. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow night for more Xfinity Series action. Thanks everybody for joining. And have a good rest of your afternoon.